Hey, what's up, guys? Yugioh God 1000 here, bringing you my long-awaited Malicious Turbo zombie deck that I've been putting up over the last few days up on YouTube. Now, I've got a lot of interest in this deck, lots of comments wanting the deck profile. It's very fast, very consistent, and it can just spam level 8 synchros on the field. So, without further ado, let's get into the long-awaited deck profile. So first up, Destiny Hero Malicious at 3. So the new September ban list has been good to this deck, giving us an extra Malicious, Mizuki, and Plague Spreader. And a pot of duality. So run Malicious at 3. You can loop this card with your synchro plays, getting out more than one in one turn. And yeah, it's just a really good card. Next, we run 3 Creebons. Now, this card can be special summoned by emergency teleport to instant synchro summon with Malicious, or you can just normal summon him and stall by paying 800 life points to negate an attack. So it's a very good tuner in the deck, and it's dark for BLS target. 3 Lila, Lightsworn Sorceress. This helps with our speed of the deck, helps us mill what we need, and it's very good and it can pop spells or traps, so definitely run 3 of them. Next we have 3 Zombie Master. This creates the crazy plays with Plague Spreader and Mizuki. Just discard a monster, special summon Mizuki, go for Larval Chain, dump a Malicious or a Plague Spreader, or whatever you're missing. Really essential at 3 and just opens up some crazy combos. Next we have 2 Raikou, Lightsworn Hunter. This is also for mill factor, speeding up the deck, and destroying 1 card in the field is really handy. 2 Effect Veiler, it's a light target, and Effect Veiler is really good this format, so that's why I'm running 2 of them. Next round, 2 Mizuki, which is excellent. You can banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So, creates crazy plays is Zombie Master and Plague Spreader, whereas Plague Spreader doesn't get banished and comes back to the graveyard because you haven't used his own effect. So Mizuki at 2 is just broken. And obviously I had 2 Plague Spreader zombies, the main synchro aspect of the deck. Being able to special summon him easily with Mizuki or Zombie Master, and then using his own effect to special summon him, you can loop up to level 8 synchros really easily with this card, and that's why I re-won 2. Next, 1 Dark Grepher. This is to discard our Destiny Hero Malicious if we have it in our hand, and it also helps us speed up the deck as well. So we run 1 teched in Dark Grepher just to help with that. And next up, 1 Armageddon Knight. This card's excellent to just dump a dark monster to the grave, so a Malicious or Plague Spreader mainly, or even a Zombie Master if you needed a target for a Zombie Master already on field. So it's just a teched in 1 is really good. Next, the boss monsters. We have Chaos Sorcerer, because we run lights and darks. BLS for the same reason. Dark Arm Dragon, because have darks in the deck. And Gauze, because don't run many back row. Only 2, so Gauze is always live in the deck. Next up to the spells. That's it for the monsters. We have 26 monsters, and it's a nice, good count. 3 Pot of Duality for the spells. Now this is crazy for the consistency of the deck. Duality into a Lila or a Zombie Master, anything that we need, helping us speed up the deck and add consistency. 3 is excellent. Next, 2 Emergency Teleport. Only 2 because we have 3 targets with Creebons. So having 3 Emergency Teleports would be too clunky and you dead draw later on. And I just found 2 is the excellent amount. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons just to get rid of that back row and help us push for game. Next, we run 1 Allure of Darkness for the speed of the deck. It's a staple in any deck with darks in it. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Foolish Burial, self-explanatory. 1 Burial from a different dimension. Now, this card is awesome how we can recycle our Mizukis and our Plague Spreaders to do it all again. So having that in your hand is really helpful. No wonder it's limited. And 1 Charge of the Light Brigade to also speed up our deck. That's it for the spells. There's 12 of them. And for the last 2 cards, we have run 2 Phoenix Wind Blast. This is to target 1 card on our opponent's controls and put it on top of their deck by discarding 1 card. So another out for Malicious mainly, or also Plague Spreader or Mizuki, anything that you want to dump in the graveyard, so it's excellent at 2. For the extra deck, we run Void Ogre Dragon because we have lots of darks and can get out easily. And because we lose our hand advantage in this deck with this card out, we are unstoppable. Especially how have this card and Stardust alongside each other is just unbearable for our opponent. Next, we run Thought Ruler Archfiend as another level 8 generic synchro. Excellent how you can negate by paying 1,000 life points anything, a spell or trap that targets this card. Because it's a psychic, and it gains life points equal to the life points of the original attack if it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. So it's a really good card. Crimson Blader, again, if we destroy a monster by battle and send it to the graveyard, our opponent counts normal or special summon level 5 or higher monsters during the next turn. So it's a really good lockdown play. Especially Crimson Blader and Void Ogre with no cards in hand and destroying a monster is excellent. Scrap Dragon, self-explanatory, generic synchro, just to pop one card on our side and one card on our opponent's side. And obviously Stardust Dragon, probably the best one out of all of them. If we push for a field full of monsters and we don't want to hit a Mirror Force or a Torrential, so Stardust is usually the first option that you go for. Next, run one Black Rose Dragon just for the odd chance of getting it out. Now, use it not very often, but it's there just in case. So, I mean, you have the Effect Veiler and a Chaos Sorcerer, say. So, last resort, and it's there if you need it. Next, for the level 6s, Iron Chain Dragon. Just pretty much for the fact that it's a level 6 synchro, and it's got decent attack, 2500, and if it attacks directly or does battle damage, our opponent has to send the top 3 cards from their deck to the graveyard. And HTS Slihemoth. This is a new card. You might not know, but it's really good after damage calculation. When this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that monster, also banish this card. So it gets around every monster in the game pretty much. And that's why I run it. Next, I had the one Ally of Justice Catastor, just pretty self-explanatory, generic rank 5. So level 5 synchro, and it's probably the best one, so that's why I run that. Next to the rank 4s, we have Gem Knight Pearl, Utopia. Dagusto Emerald is excellent for shuffling back excess cards that we don't need or recycling in the deck, and then we get to draw a card with that, so really broken. Master Key Beetle just for 2 level 4 darks and keep himself alive, and pretty decent attack, 2500. Larval Chain is broken in this deck, setting up our graveyard so easily. If he survives 2 turns, and that's 2 Foolish Burials, so he's just too good. And the one Gaga Cowboy to attack over anything that's 3000 or less, or crash into it if it's 3000, and also to burn for 800 if we're near game. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you liked it. Make sure to check out the combos and the replay duels that I already have on my video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts on the deck and whether you liked it or not. But apart from that, Yugioh God 1000, signing off.